All right, welcome everybody. Shane Carter here, Hampshire Capital, along with our VP of Investor Relations again, Eddie Austin. Eddie, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. So today we're going to be talking about our guiding principles at Hampshire Capital, which is really what we use to truly guide our every decision and our every move. Eddie, you've reviewed them. You know what they are.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts?
I really like it. So when I pulled up the website and I looked through the website, even when we were first talking about partnering together, that's kind of the first thing I do is I go and I look at, is it a searchable company? What is their background? And then what is their mission? I always look for the company's mission. What is their mission statement? What do they stand for? What is their purpose? And I think that not just because I'm with the company, but looking at what we have on our website, it makes me proud to be a part of it because I feel like we have that very well laid out. Like someone can come from a straight, I don't know who you are standpoint because you're trying to raise money with me, straight into, okay, well, I understand what these people are standing for, what these portions of their website are. They make sense and they're purposeful. So I'm very happy to make this video today because I think it needs to be put out here, especially on our guiding principles.
Yeah.
So Shane, if you wouldn't mind, would you like to run through the guiding principles of our company, starting out with integrity?
Yeah, absolutely, Eddie. So, the integrity component is really just kind of goes back to one of the first lessons that my dad taught me, right? Which is that it doesn't matter what you sign your name away on a piece of paper, Shane. It doesn't matter, contracts are contracts. You're going to have to sign them in business, but really your word is your bond. And as a man, and sort of, he said, in our family, we do what we say we're going to do. And if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And to me, that really is the essence of integrity. And that's why it's the number one guiding principle is do what you say you're going to do, be completely open and transparent and honest at all times, and really lead from that place in everything that you do and how you conduct yourself as a person and how we all conduct ourselves. And then obviously how we conduct ourselves as a business.
Absolutely. I was raised in a household very similar. I was taught up, Dad was like, I don't care what you do. Don't ever tell me a lie. Don't ever lie to me.
That's right.
I don't care what it is. I don't care what you've done. Just tell me the truth.
That's
right.
And
the depth of that, if you tell the truth, he could probably help you out of it.
Yeah.
If you told a lie, he don't know all the facts. So I was raised with that, and I was also raised never say can't. We can't do something.
That's right.
So it kind of went right along with it.
Absolutely.
The next thing is operational excellence. And we pride ourselves on this.
We do. Yeah, and so operational excellence is obviously, at the top level, it's that we all seek to do the best thing, the best job we can at every task that we're doing on a daily basis. However, a little bit deeper is it's really constant, a culture of constant improvement. We want to challenge each other and challenge ourselves to be constantly improving everything that we do, learning from our mistakes, and, the phrase that I like a lot, which is asking better questions. You want better answers? Ask better questions. How can we do this better? How can we improve this? What kind of standard operating procedure do we need to create? What is a better KPI? How can we better do this? How can we better manage this process? And that is really, part of how we operate as a company in general is just constantly asking ourselves those questions so that we can improve on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing is to add to that, I don't know if many people know this or not, like Warren Buffett. So if Warren Buffett was going to invest in your company, he'll ask you the question, have you failed? Has this company at any point failed? If you have not failed, he'll leave the room because you haven't learned anything.
Yeah.
And that's, I think it really goes down to it is your granular granite is you have to have run up against the wall a few times and had to get yourself out of it. And he looks for that. So having that, open communication and operating excellence, you have to have that portion of things to move forward.
Yeah.
Know how to operate. And again, it comes down to it just going back to the guiding principles of what we do.
That's right.
And the next, I feel like we're extremely on the open communication side. I feel like we're an open door when it comes to everything going on. From weekly meetings to phone calls to emails, it's constant contact communication.
That's right. Yeah, open communication is really just that we want to create a culture, and we have created a culture in our company where there isn't necessarily segmentation, right? Eddie, as our VP of Investor Relations, does he necessarily need to know about all the nuances and ins and outs of the asset management component of every single asset? Well, no, but does he? Yes. Everybody has access to all the information. Do our asset managers need to know about every aspect of the nuances of every detail relative to our capital management? Not necessarily, no. But do they have access, and are we open about it? 100%. Everybody needs to know everything in the company so that, number one, we're creating a culture of inclusiveness. There's no segmentation. There's no difference between the information that flows. And then secondly, everybody feels like we're all a part of the same team. We're all rowing in the same direction. We all have the same information, and we're all intimately involved in the success of the company.
Absolutely. Yes, for sure. And, that kind of brings up the quality. And the quality that we provide residents is huge. And I feel like that's another thing all the way down to asset management. What are we going to do at the property level?
That's right. Yeah. And, one of my favorite phrases for that is, how you do anything is how you do everything. Right. And so if you don't conduct yourself with a certain level of quality in all of your daily dealings, then you're probably not a good fit for our team. So we pride ourselves on really operating at a level of quality. And so what does that mean as it relates to the business? Number one, it obviously means that, the quality of opportunities that we have for our investors, the quality of the reporting that we have, the quality of our communications at the property level, the quality of the experience for our residents, for our team members, for our site staff, and truthfully, just the quality of how we function as a business. That's the culture that everybody who's in this business can feel. And when it's lacking, and we've all been in those companies or around them, you can feel that right away too. So quality
absolutely.
is not an understated guiding principle for us.
No. And, I think one of the best things I like about the company, and I've worked in lots of companies that had standard operating procedures and stuff like that. But those standard operating procedures, when it comes to the meetings and problem solving and stuff like that, the decision making, those guiding principles were not always put into place. So there was subpar decisions made. There was meetings that did not go across the line with the background of how we really should have made decisions. And I think that's one thing I love about every meeting that we have internally of the company is that decision-making portion.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it's one of our guiding principles. So decision-making, to me, I know I'm full of these, quotes that I love so much, but one of my favorite quotes is when your priorities are clear, decision-making is easy, right?
Sure.
Because you know exactly what you need to do at any given moment because you have clear priorities as an individual and as an organization. And if there's ever adversity, which there is in our business, we are constantly, having adversity. There are constantly issues with running these multi-million-dollar assets that we own. And there's continuously, challenges and issues. But the decision matrix, the decision tree matrix is easy because we know that we need to operate from a place of integrity. We know that we need to ensure there's quality at every step. We know about open communication. And, the other part of open communication and decision making is active listening. You cannot be a good communicator if you're not an active listener. So ensuring that there's space to allow everyone to be heard, whether that's investors, residents, staffing, and team members, active listening so that we are taking in all perspectives and really making clear, intelligent decisions based on our objectives.
Yeah, absolutely. I think another thing that I really love about what we do is our resourcefulness. And when we really dig into an asset, even down to the sourcing the asset, underwriting the asset, the level of resourcefulness that we put into this, we really dig in. And I think that's one thing I truly would touch on last is the amount of resourcefulness that we all put into it as a team.
Yeah.
And what every person brings to the table.
Right. Well, that's our culture, right? Is that we all roll our sleeves up. We're all ready to go to work. And right. there's no task that isn't above or beneath anyone. We all need to get done the whatever we need to get done for the organization. And so the resourcefulness is key. And resourcefulness really is about creativity too, being creative thinkers, being creative problem solvers, thinking outside the box, which again ties back to asking better questions, right? And so resourcefulness is, to us is thinking creatively and then acting decisively, right? When we pick a path because we know we have a clear priorities, we have clear decisions to be made, we act decisively. And we, for good or for bad, we learn and we improve from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like when we do find a deal and we're underwriting that portion, because of that, we can look through a deal and say, okay, well, what is someone else missing? Well, we have a whole team that everybody's bouncing the ideas off. We like the asset, but what are we really digging into on it that actually gives us the edge? And I think that being resourceful gives us that edge.
Absolutely. So this has been great. I appreciate us going over these ideals because it is who we are. It's how we run our business and it's how we conduct ourselves every day.
Right. Well, Shane, thank you so much for the time. And as always, man, it's been fun. Extraordinary questions, and we think we got it all answered out there. And I think it gives our investors a lot better understanding of who Hampshire Capital is as a company.
Absolutely. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, buddy.